Thank you so much. Um, First, I want to say I've been a fan of yours for a long time. Done a
Oh,
lot of,
thank you.
especially The Devil Inside. That movie
Yeah.
creeped me out.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
And
It's
and, and I'm sorry, babe.
no, it's one of those movies that can get under people's skin.
Definitely, definitely. And you've proven again and again that you can deliver frightening films. What do you think your secret is?
I think I mean, I think good horror, it being relatable, to you as a person is so important. And that's what makes it scarier to me a lot of times is if you can see yourself in that character. Especially if you can, you know, uh, leave a movie theater or stop watching a movie and you think you've escaped that experience, but then the experience kind of bleeds into your life the next night or the next week or in your nightmares or something. And so that to me is always when it's working best. But I think for me, it's just I try to approach it as to what would scare or interest me, and just hope that other people feel the same way. So I don't try to write or create for an audience, even though sometimes it's easy to almost do that and go, well, what would people think is scary here? But I always found it's like I just try to stick to my instincts of what I think would be scary or freaky or dramatic or funny, maybe. And then hope that other people, feel the same way.
Well, you're definitely good at it.
Thank
So,
you.
and what would you say if I told you that your new film, Lord of Misrule, is your best so far?
I would not disagree, but what I would say like about I know definitely as we were making the movie, um, you know, I was kind of like, gosh, I don't know. I think this is gonna, I mean, it's exciting as a filmmaker to feel like your most recent movie is your best movie. It's not a surprise, right? Like we learn every movie, so hopefully I'm applying those lessons to each film in different ways. But this movie, I could say that it feels like the most complete movie to me, in that I don't have regrets about anything, and the producers really let me be pretty meticulous about it, and we took a little bit extra time to make it kind of perfect in a way. Um, so I really appreciate that. And it's hard, it's movies are like talking about your kids sort of. But I appreciate that you feel that way and I kind of feel that way too.
Well, it's absolutely fantastic. It's so unnerving, I guess is a good word. And the story is great. The cast is great. Middleton and Ensign was absolutely fantastic. He has the best voice.
I
Uh,
know.
but I love that, it's that dark balance of desperation and just being distraught and evil with this powerful hope, stuck in the middle. And that can't be an easy thing to balance.
Yeah. I mean, did you say an easy thing to battle?
Balance.
Oh, to balance. Yeah. I think one way, of course, Tuppence is in almost every scene, and so Rebecca, her character, is our point of view, and it's not hard, right? I mean, to empathize with a parent whose child has gone missing. For me, it was, and for her, easy to say, in each and every scene, her motivation was pretty clear. She wanted to not chit chat. She didn't want to like forget about what's going on. She wanted to find her daughter because she still could be alive and who knows what's happening to her, and that's terrifying. And I think one way that balance works in a movie like this is that entire kind of supporting cast, the village, um, how odd and kind of unhelpful they are. really helps that balance, helps us create that balance, because in some ways it's almost comical how disengaged they are from trying to help her. And we discover why as the story goes on. But that's part of the fun, of making movies, is finding that balance and trying to kind of like find it. And I think we did with this one.
Right. And the story is based on, something real from history, right? That tradition from, England and Scotland.
Yeah,
How
sort of.
did you go about twisting that into this dark and evil thing?
Well, the funny thing is, yeah, the concept of a Lord of Misrule has been around for like thousands of years, in different variations. And it started off as like the town idiot would be made king for a week, and he got to live the life of a king, and then he was executed. And then it's just evolved, the whole kind of Lord of Misrule thing. But these festivals, even the festivals it was first written wasn't nearly as dark, even though the outcome was the same. And but in talking to Tom DeVille, the writer, you wouldn't, but like, these festivals really do, these burning crosses and weird stuff. I mean, it's like, but it's a celebration. It's not evil. And so it's such great history there of that stuff. And everybody had stories about it, from the crew, because they all grew up with these kind of festivals. People liken it to Mardi Gras, or something. And they're all used to having these things in their hometowns. So the twist of it, definitely was a different take, where the Lord of Misrule was the hero to the town, sort of, and he was protecting them from the demon, which, we discover later he's more supporting the demon, I guess. And so that's the funnest thing. As fun as anything is being drawn into that kind of mythology, and to be able to bring it to life on screen with the costumes and the masks and the symbology and the books and just every little detail. It's just it's like, for me, like being a kid in a candy store, trying to kind of create a mythology that feels familiar, but doing it in a kind of unique way.
Right. And it definitely accomplished that. And I think the soundtrack was key with that too, because it's so eerie, especially when like the deep cello and there's
Mhm.
kind of guttural sounds and screams. It's unnerving. It really is. It's unsettling.
Yeah.
And that's
And so important, like, with something like this. And that's what I mean by like a complete thought, is like Brett Detter, who did the score, and Sam Lee, who did those kind of two big folk songs at the beginning and the end. The weird hymn of Galagog throughout the movie. And then the cello, it's like, you're right. Like, to me, I'm in love with the cello, and it's almost every movie I'm trying to get, because Brett and I have done 6 movies together, and I'm trying to get him to incorporate the cello, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And this time it was like we really got to highlight the cello and how dark and kind of haunting and sad it is. And then, yeah, the coupling that with voices of these kind of cult-like people chanting in different ways. And it's once again, it's one of those things to where it's like, I'm really proud of how the music turned out from beginning, middle, and end. And I really appreciated the producers letting us take some weird chances, with it, and kind of letting us like go with it.
right. Well, yeah, congratulations to everybody, because it's definitely a fantastic film. And I can't wait for all of our readers and viewers to see it and let them be unnerved as well. Because that's, after all, horror fans are kind of after that. So, yeah, but I'm going to say it's well done.
Thank you.